Hi, this is Marla Chaffin, and I am the inflammation strategist. If you're the woman who needed to find this video today, I want you to hear this first. You don't have to keep trying to figure this out all by yourself. There is a place where women who live with chronic pain, inflammation, and confusing symptoms are connecting the dots together. It's my community called Symptoms Make Sense. If you're ready for support and real conversations about what your body is going through, you can come and join us here. Symptoms Make Sense. It's on a Skool platform. Now, let's talk for just a minute, because I have a feeling that you're carrying more than most people around you realize. Your day probably starts before you're ready. The alarm goes off and your first thought isn't about the day ahead. It's about your body. You slowly wake up and almost immediately you feel it. The stiffness, the heaviness, the ache that never fully goes away. Sometimes it's your back, and sometimes it's your joints, and sometimes it's this deep all over pain that is so hard to explain to anyone who hasn't lived inside of it. And your brain, it's not clear like it used to be. You reach for words and they just disappear. You start a task and then you lose track halfway through. Squirrel! Simple things take longer. You catch yourself rereading the same sentence because your brain just won't lock in. That brain fog can be one of the hardest parts because you know who you used to be. You were capable, you were sharp, you were reliable, and now some days it feels like you're just walking through a deep fog trying to keep up with life that keeps moving forward whether your body cooperates or not. But you still get up, you still go to work, you still push through the day, even when your body is screaming for rest, even when your joints are hurting, even when every step feels heavier than it should. By the middle of the day, your energy has already crashed, and your body feels inflamed. Your mind feels slow, and you're wondering how you're going to make it through the rest of the afternoon. Sometimes you just sit there quietly hoping that no one will notice that you're struggling, because explaining it just feels so impossible. You've tried to explain it before. You've tried to find answers. And you've gone to appointments after appointments, hoping someone would finally say, here's what's going on. But instead, you've walked out with pieces. One person looks at one symptom. Another person looks at another symptom. Tests come back normal, but your body clearly doesn't feel normal. And that leaves you sitting with really painful questions. If nothing is showing up, why do I feel like this every single day? Over something that starts to creep in. It's a kind of a quiet fear, the thought that maybe this is just the way it's going to be from now on. Waking up tired and moving through the day in pain and trying to focus through that brain fog, pushing yourself just to keep up with responsibilities. And sometimes you feel something else too, like the effort it takes just to function isn't fully seen by the people around you. You're doing everything you can just to keep going, but inside you feel overwhelmed. You feel tired, and sometimes, honestly, just a little invisible. I know that place where you might be today. Years ago, my own health completely crashed. I was eventually diagnosed with fibromyalgia and lupus, and suddenly I was the woman trying to understand a body that no longer behaved the way it used to. Pain that stayed, energy that disappeared, a mind that sometimes felt slower than it used to be, and the hardest part was the uncertainty. wondering if life would ever feel normal again. What changed everything for me was realizing something simple but powerful. Your body is not randomly falling apart. Your body is communicating with you. Pain is communication. Fatigue is communication. Inflammation is communication. Brain fog is communication. That when no one helps you connect all those dots, it just feels like your body is just betraying you. That's exactly why I created Symptoms Make Sense. Because too many women are sitting in the quiet place of confusion, pain, and exhaustion, trying to figure this out alone. Inside Symptoms Make Sense, the focus is different. Instead of feeling lost in symptoms, we start learning how to understand what the body is actually trying to say. Women began to notice patterns they never had noticed before. They began to understand why their energy rises and falls, why inflammation shows up, why brain fog happens, and slowly something powerful begins to shift. Hope comes back, energy stabilizes, and the body begins to calm down. And women start having more days where they feel like themselves again, not perfect, but better, more manageable, more hopeful. And sometimes that shift starts simply by being in a place where someone truly understands what you're living with. So if something in this conversation feels like it was meant for you, if you're tired of feeling like you're carrying this alone, I want you to know that there is a place for you. That place is Symptoms Make Sense on a Skool platform. You can come learn more and join us here at the Symptoms Make Sense community, because your symptoms are not random. Your body isn't failing you. Sometimes it just takes the right support, the right perspective, and the right community to begin seeing the path forward again. I hope to see you soon. Take care, my friend.